Today, we would like to pay tribute to the former president of Angola, José Eduardo Dos Santos, for the contribution he made to the nation as an architect of peace, as a head of state who played an important role in strengthening state institutions, and through whom was initiated the multi-party phase.
In less than 2 days, SLS will lift off from the pad and return us to the moon after almost 50 years.
All right, well, this is the single step that starts the journey of 1,000 miles. So we are going to launch a brand new heavy lift rocket with more liftoff thrust than the United States has ever produced, even more than the Saturn V. We've got a brand new capsule that can sustain a crew of 4 for 21 days on flights to the moon, around the moon, and beyond the moon. They're going to be testing out, among other things, the life support system, which is not installed on this current flight because there's no people on board. And then once that's done, Artemis 3, a couple years after that, we're going to fly the Orion to orbit around the moon. We're going to dock with a lander, fly 2 crew members down to the surface, and put footprints on the moon dust for the first time since 1972.
Charlie Blackwell Thompson, Artemis Launch Director.
We will learn a great deal from the Artemis 1 test flight, and through this experience, we will change and modify anything necessary to prepare ourselves for crewed flight on the very next mission. We understand that there's a lot of excitement about this, but the team is very focused.
Meta Platforms Facebook has, in principle, agreed to settle a lawsuit in the San Francisco federal court seeking damages for letting third parties, including Cambridge Analytica, access the private data of users, a court filing showed. The financial terms were not disclosed in the filing on Friday. The judge was asked to put the class action on hold for 60 days until the lawyers for both plaintiffs and Facebook finalize a written statement. The 4-year-old lawsuit alleged that Facebook violated consumer privacy laws by sharing personal data of users with third parties, such as the now-defunct British political consultancy Cambridge Analytica. Facebook has said its privacy practices are consistent with its disclosures and, quote, do not support any legal claims. Facebook and its lawyers did not immediately respond to a request for more details regarding the statement. Neither of the 2 law firms representing the plaintiffs have commented.
This is video of what's called a street takeover in downtown Los Angeles. Illegal street racers block off an area, sometimes a crowd of thousands of people, for racing and dangerous stunts. The nature of the crowd and the traffic jam makes it hard for police or other first responders to get through. The LAPD says it's had over 600 reports like this year alone. And in the nearby LA neighborhood Angelino Heights, residents say they're being terrorized by street racing day and night right outside their homes. Because this is also where part of the latest Fast and the Furious movie is being filmed. A blockbuster series all about street racing. It's drawing in both fans and copycats.
We can't even have our kids sitting in front of the house because they're scared. Because we're scared that if something gets spun out of control, it's going to come flying in your property or towards your children, so you can't have that. You can't cross the streets because your kids aren't safe to do that.
The neighborhood has been part of the Fast and Furious mythology since the first movie over 20 years ago. On Friday, an organized group called Streets Are For Everyone, or SAFE for short, protested the latest film installment, Fast X.
People die from many things, bro. It's a movie, bro.
Not everybody agrees.
It's Hollywood. I gotta go wash my car so I can do some donuts. I'll see you later. Bye. This is Hollywood. They're gonna do movies, so movies influence a lot of things. It's like, come on, bro. I get it, but let the people do what they do.
I had to identify my niece's body on Mother's Day. I had to tell her 6-year-old daughter that her mommy is never coming home.
Lori Argumedo says her niece was killed by a street racer. Safe Group says producers at NBC Universal aren't doing enough to mitigate the danger, and NBC Universal didn't respond to Reuters' request for an interview.
Dozens of cars and trucks line up at the Lubelski-Weigel-Bogdanka coal mine in Poland on Friday as people fearful of winter shortages wait for days and nights to stock up on heating fuel. 57-year-old Arthur, who did not want to give his full name, drove 18 miles to get to the mine in eastern Poland, hoping to buy several tons of coal for himself and his family. Arthur's household is one of the 3.8 million in Poland that rely on coal for heating and now face shortages and price hikes after Poland and the European Union imposed an embargo on Russian coal following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine in February. Poland banned purchases with an immediate effect in April, while the bloc mandated fading them out by August. While Poland produces over 55 million tons from its own mines every year, imported coal, much of it from Russia, is a household staple due to its competitive price and the fact that Russian coal is sold in lumps more suitable for home use. Soaring demand has forced state-controlled mines to ration sales or offer the fuel to individual buyers via online platforms in limited amounts. Dorada Choma, spokeswoman for the Bogdanka mine.
Yesterday, on Thursday, we launched a point for small coal buyers, up to 6 tons. But it is also needed to mention the formalities. We have introduced a 2-step formal path in order to eliminate situations where people were coming here, taking a spot in the queue, and selling it to someone else or trading the coal illegally later.
In recent years, Poland has been the most vocal critic of EU climate policy and a staunch defender of coal that generates as much as 80% of its electricity. But coal output has steadily declined as the cost of mining at deeper levels increases.